Toys were on the floor. The laundry was in process, but not done. Is it ever done, really? But the room was prepared, and there was food. One night, we even ate leftovers. I was fine with it. I was not seeing a facade, but their actual lives through real hospitality. I'm talking about my recent visit to my family. Between my parents and my brother and his wife, I was a guest for over a week. And they weren't worried that I would see the mess because I'm family. And what matters more than being picture perfect is that I was welcome. When we practice hospitality well, the guiding principle is not appearances or smoothness, it is love. Usually, hospitality is the kind of love that we offer to friends and family and maybe neighbors. Before Airbnb, nationwide hotel chains, and high-speed travel, though, having a place to stay when you traveled was a matter of life and death. So in the culture of the ancient Middle East, hospitality was a key part of family and social love, a sacred social duty. Jesus, however, aims even higher. In this same passage on hospitality, Jesus says, "Whoever loves father or mother more than me, son or daughter more than me, is not worthy of me." Yes, you should love family and friends and neighbors. You just can't love them the most. As an example of this, Jesus teaches us that hospitality offered to prophets, to holy people, to his disciples, will earn a heavenly reward. Showing hospitality to your family and friends is good, but is it eternal rewards in heaven good? No. So why is offering hospitality to prophets and disciples of Jesus that you might not even know worth so much more? Because the love that motivates it is that much better. Not just family love, which is good, but charity. The kind of love that gives of oneself for the spiritual good of another, for their salvation, loving them for and with Jesus. We love family because they're family, and it's human to do so. But Jesus is asking us to love others for the sake of God. We must love God above everything else, willing to let go of, to sacrifice anything and everything else for God, even friends and family, that willing to lose our life in order to gain it. And yet, like that losing to gain, because we love God more than family and friends, we end up loving those family friends even better, loving them by wanting them to have God and God to have them. The motivation here matters. To love family is not holy. It is good, but not automatically holy. To love someone for the sake of God is holy. Holiness is not just being good. Holiness is being good and doing good for God and with God. Hospitality is a good thing. Done for God, however, done for God's servants because they are his servants, that is a holy thing, and it receives a holy reward. Our first reading demonstrates this. A woman of influence invites Elisha the prophet to dinner and then even creates a guest room for him. Why? She says why. Because she knows Elisha is a holy man of God. That's it. Her point is, he's a prophet, we love God, so we should do good to him because we love God. Elisha also loves God, which means he loves God's people and that he is just and fair. He understands gratitude. So even though this woman isn't looking for a reward, Elisha rewards her holy love with a miraculous pregnancy, with new life in her. And that is even better a reward than you think it is. The Old Testament is full of true historical events like this one. God, because He is God, uses real historical events to foreshadow and symbolize even greater truths. This miracle of new life in the womb of this woman actually happened, but it's also a symbol for us. Think of it. As a reward for her holy hospitality to Elisha, God creates new life in her. Does that sound familiar? That God would create new life in those who love and serve Him? It's exactly what St. Paul is talking about in our second reading, that we should live in newness of life by living for God in Christ Jesus. That's why Jesus says that those who give even a cup of cold water to His disciples, because they're disciples, will be spiritually rewarded. Now, the initial gift of salvation is not something that you earn. It's not a reward. Salvation is a gift through faith. But God does reward us. God is so generous that He not only saves us freely through faith, He gives us the chance to grow in glory. He generously allows us to participate in our own growth and holiness. He gives us salvation through faith, and then gives us the grace to do good, and then gives even more by rewarding us for doing the good thing He made us capable of doing. And one of the good things that He asks us to do and gives us the grace to do is show hospitality. The Roman Empire was not converted to Christianity by the Emperor Constantine. Constantine made Christianity legal, but by the time he did that, 10% of his empire was already Christian. 6 million people were Christian, even though it had been illegal the whole time. How? Hospitality. Christians practiced hospitality towards each other, towards the poor, and towards anyone open to the truth. One household at a time, 3,000 Christians in the Acts of the Apostles converted 6 million people in 250 years. Why were Roman Christians so hospitable despite the risk of death for revealing their faith to their house guests? Because they loved God, and God asked them to show hospitality. So, show hospitality. And not just to friends and family. Show hospitality to God's servants because they are God's servants. Show hospitality to the poor and to those who might be open to the gospel. Let others see the gospel lived indeed in your home, so they will better understand it when they hear it as proclaimed. Am I up here saying you should invite me over? Kinda. And like my family, don't feel like you have to have a picture-perfect home or a perfectly organized evening to have me around. You can call the office to schedule that. I might even bring a seminarian and some games with me. But actually, I'm not really primarily talking about me. There are missionaries who live in our community or who have been sent from our community who could benefit from your generosity and hospitality. More importantly, there are the people in this church with you. I began by talking about the hospitality of my family, but the truth is that is more than a family bond. They are not just my blood relatives, but my fellow disciples who happily join me early in the morning in a bedroom for daily mass on a vacation, who ask me to baptize and catechize their children, who want me, not just as son or brother, but as priest, to exhort them and strengthen their understanding of the faith. Take a moment to look around you. Look at the people in the pew behind you, just for a second. These people are your true family. Some of them are truly righteous. Some of them are prophets. Most of them are fellow disciples of Jesus Christ. Do you offer them a cup of cold water? Do you ever receive them into your home so that you can receive Jesus Christ into your home, into your heart? Abbeville has been a majority Catholic town for about 200 years, and anyone who's not Catholic is basically some kind of Christian. So it's easy for us to forget the urgency of evangelization. But that's not a good excuse, and the facts on the ground are changing very quickly. If we do not breathe new life into our faith, if we do not practice evangelical hospitality now, we will soon find ourselves surrounded by non-believers and sorely lacking in the skills and experience to share the gospel. And what is it that makes Abbeville such a great place? And it really is. It's many things, but at its core, it's the Catholic culture and heritage, the generations of robust family life rooted in an authentic way of life. Do you want to preserve what is best in this community? To encourage the right kind of growth and development of our home? Then live the gospel in your homes and invite others into that. Live the gospel in your life and bring that with you into others' homes. Seriously, do it this week. I invite you, I challenge you, sometime in the next 7 days, invite a parishioner into your home. Even if it doesn't happen in the next 7 days, make the invitation. And look for someone you don't already hang out with all the time. It doesn't have to be a stranger, but stretch a little. And don't worry about being a burden. If you can't invite someone over, invite yourself to their place, like I sometimes do. And don't worry about being a burden. I never do. Elisha's visit blessed that woman and brought new life into this woman of influence in Shunem. So whether you're the one hosting or the one being hosted, God will use you to give new life to your faith and the faith of others. So I send you, Jesus Christ sends you to belong to one another, to love one another. It's like his number one thing. Receive one another then, that you might receive Jesus Christ. Fellow disciples, little ones, show this love to one another, and you will surely not lose your reward.